No, I decided that was going to be my new passion, was motorcycles. So I bought this Harley, and there was no helmet law back then, and my long hair was flying 20 feet in back of me.
What do you think is the biggest problem of humanity? Journey legend Steve Perry shocked fans when he announced his retirement following a tragic medical diagnosis. So what happened to the iconic singer? Let's explore the reasons behind Perry's heartbreaking decision and what happened in his life after the announcement. Steve Perry reveals tragic diagnosis to fans. Steve Perry, who once led Journey, surprised his fans with a post on his fan asylum page. He shared some tough news about his health. 3 weeks ago, a routine mole was taken off my face, and the lab report came back, melanoma skin cancer, Perry wrote in his honest update. This news hit him just months after he lost someone very close to him. The melanoma posed a serious threat to the 64-year-old singer's health. Melanoma makes up just 1% of all skin cancers, but stands as the deadliest type. This cancer starts in cells that give color to skin, hair, and eyes. It can grow from existing moles or show up as new dark or pink spots on the skin, even in places that rarely see sunlight. Perry acted fast after getting this scary news. "I've had 2 surgeries in 2 weeks to remove all the cancer cells, and I've been told they think they got it all and no other treatments are required," he shared in his post. Photos taken later showed clear surgical scars on his face from these procedures. The melanoma added another layer to Perry's health struggles. He had left Journey in 1998 because of a bone condition that needed hip replacement surgery. "I live on anti-inflammatories," he once said about dealing with his arthritis. In spite of that, he never lost his love for music. During the pandemic, he shared, "My heart bleeds daily to be in front of people and to sing for them." News outlets jumped on the story right away. The Huffington Post and Blabbermouth quickly shared updates about Perry's condition. Fans showed both worry and support. Many felt relieved about his good outlook while feeling sad about his recent loss. Perry's cancer news hit harder because he had just lost his girlfriend, Kelly Nass, to cancer. Their story began amazingly when Perry saw Nash in a TV special about breast cancer. His friend Patty Jenkins, who later directed Wonder Woman, had made the special. Perry chose to reach out to Nash even though he knew cancer had spread to her bones and lungs. "My head said, I don't know, but my heart said, send the email," Perry remembered. This move surprised many who knew him. Jenkins noted, "That was very unlike Steve, as he is just not that guy. I have never seen him hit on or even show interest in anyone before." They shared 18 months before Nash's cancer reached her brain. Nash, who passed away at 40, made Perry promise he wouldn't hide away again. She said, "If something were to happen to me, promise me you won't go back into isolation, because that would make this all for naught," Perry shared, often tearing up while telling this story. His cancer diagnosis seemed to echo Nash's message about living life fully. 2 years after losing her, Perry started stepping back into public life. He kept his promise to Nash by performing with the band Eels. Media coverage was mixed concern for his health with interest in his personal story. Fans who had wondered about his long absence connected deeply with both his melanoma fight and his grief for Nash. Perry later found peace in sharing these struggles. "I guess it's time to talk. It's time to be open. It's time to be honest about my feelings. I think I've been enjoying it because it's been a long time coming." Steve Perry spent years of his legendary music career with Journey, but does he think back on that journey? What emotions and memories still linger in his mind after all these years? Steve Perry reflects on his journey with the band. Steve Perry's unique voice became one with Journey's sound. Together, they created one of rock music's most memorable partnerships. Their story of musical success and eventual split remains a fascinating chapter in rock history. Steve Perry was 28 years old when he became part of Journey on October 10, 1977. He was born on January 22, 1949, in Hanford, California. His arrival changed everything for this San Francisco-based band that started 4 years earlier playing progressive rock. Band manager Walter "Herbie" Herbert found that there was something special after hearing a demo from Perry's earlier project, Alien Project. Perry almost passed up this chance. His mother pushed him to call Herbert back, a choice that would reshape rock music history. The band had a clever plan to bring Perry aboard. They introduced him as a roadie's Portuguese cousin during the tour to avoid worrying their current vocalist Robert Fleshman. Perry got his chance during a sound check in Long Beach. With Fleshman away from the stage, Perry sang with the band. This secret audition led Herbert to tell the group about the lineup change. Perry first performed with Journey on October 28, 1977, at the Old Waldorf in San Francisco. The crowd had mixed feelings since Perry's pop-style vocals were different from the band's progressive rock sound. He proved his critics wrong with his songs on their next album, Infinity, 1978, which showed off his songwriting skills. Perry left Journey twice. The first time came after the Raised on Radio tour in 1987. He told People magazine, "I had a job burnout after 10 years in Journey. I had to let my feet hit the ground, and I had to find a passion for singing again." There were many reasons for Steve Perry's initial departure from the spotlight. He once described himself as a wrung-out sponge. "There was nothing left in me," indicating both emotional and physical exhaustion. Perry also admitted that the passion for music in his heart gradually faded, causing him to doubt his long-term love for the art. In addition, personal difficulties, including some overstimulation that occurred during that period, further pushed him into a dead end. Concerns about his family, especially his mother's serious illness while he was recording Raised on Radio, made Perry feel even more burdened and unable to force himself to continue. Recording Raised on Radio became tough. Perry produced the album, but often went back to California's San Joaquin Valley to see his sick mother, who died during production. Perry later said, "It took a major toll on Journey to have intermittent recording sessions and a vocalist who was not with the band much of the time." Journey came back strong in the mid-90s after 10 years apart. They released Trial by Fire, 1996. This comeback hit a snag when Perry hurt his hip while hiking in Hawaii. Doctors then found he had a degenerative bone condition that needed hip replacement surgery. The final split happened on May 7, 1998, because Perry delayed his surgery. Jonathan Cain and Neil Scon got tired of waiting 17 months since Perry's injury. They wanted to tour worldwide after Trial by Fire's success. They gave Perry two choices: get the hip surgery so they could tour after his recovery, or they would find another singer. Perry didn't want surgery and felt hurt by this ultimatum. He left Journey for good. The band kept going with Steve Augeri, who sounded a lot like Perry. Looking back, Perry feels good about his choice. "I had to just literally stop," he said about leaving. "There's no easy way to do it, I just had to do it." Why did a legendary singer like Steve Perry suddenly have to leave the spotlight? What serious health problems forced him to step down? Health struggles force Steve Perry to step away. Steve Perry's musical talents were extraordinary, but the physical toll of performing became too much to handle. The legendary vocalist left Journey because of serious health issues that made his rock star lifestyle impossible to continue. A hiking accident in Hawaii changed everything for Perry when doctors discovered a serious health issue. Medical tests showed he had a degenerative bone condition that meant he needed hip replacement surgery. This news devastated a performer who was known for his energetic stage presence. "I live on anti-inflammatories," Perry once said about his ongoing battle with arthritis. His condition wasn't just a minor problem, it affected his ability to move and live comfortably. He went through hip surgery in 1998 to fix what he called a pretty substantial amount of arthritis that's not comfortable. His condition made touring almost impossible. Later interviews revealed that Perry's hip problems and the following surgeries and recovery periods stopped him from performing live for decades. This reality hit especially hard for a vocalist who had built his name on dynamic stage performances. The physical demands of performing created unique challenges for Perry as a vocalist. He explained it this way: "The difference between a voice and fingers or hands is neurotic at best. When someone's fingers get calluses, the guitar doesn't hurt so bad. The moment a singer gets one callus, he's finished. Singers live on the edge of being powerful, being strong, and not degrading their voice, and it's the most difficult edge to walk." His bandmates' ultimatum put Perry in an impossible situation. Journey wanted to build on their reunion album, Trial by Fire. After waiting 17 months since his injury, they gave Perry two choices: get hip replacement surgery so they could tour after his recovery, or they would find another singer. Perry wasn't ready to rush into surgery and felt hurt by this ultimatum. He made the tough choice to leave Journey for good. He later shared, "The truth is that I thought music had run its course in my heart." Physical challenges mixed with emotional exhaustion. "By the end of that tour, I was toast," Perry said about his final Journey performances. "I was feeling musically toasty, feeling emotionally toasty, feeling vocally toasty." These pressures led him to tell management, "I just don't want to stay out here and keep doing this. Can't we stop?" Steve Perry's departure from the spotlight was not solely due to health issues. He has said that he lost a deep connection with music. "I couldn't get close to music because I had PTSD from music that was still going on," a lingering emotional trauma that left him unable to find inspiration. In an attempt to cope with his growing frustration, Perry fell into unhealthy habits, admitting that, "I got into some other partying behaviors to add to my frustration." His voice, his most valuable asset, also began to suffer. "I think my voice suffered. I think things started to get worse for me," Perry said, suggesting that the mental and physical toll forced him to stop. Perry knew he needed to step away to take care of himself. "Eventually, the feeling just got very clear to me that I need to just stop," he said. "I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to go. All I knew is that couldn't keep doing what I'm doing." This marked the start of Perry's almost 30-year break from the spotlight, except for a brief Journey reunion. He focused on healing both physically and emotionally instead of continuing the rock star lifestyle that had cost him so much. Can love bloom even in life's most fragile moments? The short-lived but profound love story between Steve Perry and Kelly Nash is a touching one. Steve Perry and Kelly Nash, a love story cut short. Steve Perry's life story features musical success and health challenges, but one relationship changed everything. The former Journey singer's love story with psychologist Kelly Nash proved brief, yet powerful enough to bring him back to music after staying away for decades. Kelly Adrienne Nash, born June 4, 1972, died on December 14, 2012, at age 40 after fighting breast cancer. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles County, California. Nash, a PhD psychologist, beat breast cancer once, but a recurrence ended up taking her life. Their love story started with a chance moment. Perry's friend, film director Patty Jenkins, who later directed Wonder Woman, showed Perry her television project about breast cancer survivors when Nash's smile caught his eye. Perry asked Jenkins for Nash's email address, something Jenkins found surprising from the usually quiet singer. Jenkins told Perry that Nash's cancer had returned and spread to her bones and lungs before he sent the email. This news didn't stop him. "I thought, you walked away from a career, your mother has passed away, your grandmother and grandfather have gone, your dad's barely hanging on. Maybe you should just forget the whole thing. But then I thought, bullshit," Perry said later. They shared 18 months and built an incredibly deep bond. The days were so long and beautiful and magical, like living on a pin together, standing on a pin together. We were so in the moment together. There was no time for **T, no wasting any time, Perry remembered. Nash left Perry with a promise that would shape his future. She told him during a late-night talk, "Honey, if something was to ever happen to me, make me one promise. Make me a promise that you would not go back into isolation, for I think it would make this all for naught." Her words hit Perry hard as he realized she was looking at the arc of her whole life and searching for meaning in her struggle. Perry kept his word in several ways. He started writing music again. She got to hear rough sketches of a lot of the record. Perry shared about the songs that became his comeback album traces. He kept 2 songs from Nash, Most of All and In the Rain, both written before meeting her, yet somehow predicting their relationship. Most of All was around even before I met Kelly. I didn't tell her about it to avoid affecting her struggle, Perry explained. But after she passed, I remembered it on my hard drive and realized that it was about her before I even met her. Perry believed our love would cure her cancer. Nash's words, "This might take me, but it'll never be able to touch our love," showed him a truth he'd never considered. Nash's death led Perry through 2.5, 3 years of grieving deeper than any loss before. "I've lost my mother, my dad, and my grandparents who raised me, but this was the first time I ever grieved," he said. Perry's promise to Nash brought him back to public life. He performed live for the first time in nearly 20 years with the band Eels in May 2014. This sparked his musical return, leading to his 2018 album Traces, a project he funded himself without any management or record label help. "I think Kelly would be proud of me," Perry said. "I think she would thank me for keeping the promise." Have you ever been moved by Steve Perry's journey and strength after this tragic diagnosis? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the